Welcome to Brandstorm, the podcast that talks to the people behind America's brands. I'm Dan Trzynski, president of Platypus Advertising and Design.
And I'm Nancy Christopher, PR director at Platypus. The holidays are just about here, so we thought it would be fun to talk about a sweet corporate gift idea. You know, Dan, I was actually thinking that this would be a clever way of saying, I'm sorry.
Like, whoops.
Yeah.
I screwed up.
Whoops, I messed up at the office. Because that's the name of the franchise. It's called Woops, and its bakeshops serve artisanal French macarons, pastries, and coffee all around the country. Here to tell us more about the company and its unique creations is Milwaukee owner Shahnoza Saadati. Welcome to Brandstorm.
Hi.
Thank you for inviting me. Pleasure to be here.
Tell us a little bit about yourself.
I am originally from Tashkent, Uzbekistan. I moved to the United States at the age of 23. That's the end of 2000. I lived in New York City for 5 years, where I worked for a residential mortgage company, made friends. I consider them to be my family. I met my husband there as well, who is native to New York. We always wanted to stay there, but his medical residency took him to Yale, which is in New Haven, Connecticut, not far from city, but still a couple hours away. But if you wanted to city, we have, hop on a train, go there. So intention was to go back to New York City after he's done with his residency, but we stayed through his fellowship. I have 3 children there. I have 3 boys.
Congratulations.
Oh, nice.
Yep.
3 boys. That's, whoops.
That's another whoops. And then we moved to Wisconsin 5 years ago because of his job. I didn't expect much, but we fell in love with people, with warming, welcoming culture we have
Great
here.
schools.
Great schools, kids are in good schools, so we don't want to move them around. My husband is happy with his job, and me opening business here, it's definitely a stay for us. So,
Well, we Midwesterners have to have warm, welcoming personalities because it gets so cold around here in the winter.
it definitely makes up for it.
Yeah, exactly. Let's talk about your company now. What attracted you to Whoops?
I always wanted to be a business owner, and having 3 kids is different dynamic. When you work corporate world, I always did. I thought it would be great again to go back to work when my little one started school. But then when I went back, full-time mom, full-time working 9 to 5 didn't work well with me. So the dream of becoming a business owner became more real, where I could be more flexible.
Sure.
And for me, it was just about what to start and where to begin. And just talking to a couple of my friends who started the franchise as well, the advice was find something you will be passionate about because it will take all your time. Now you will be working 24/7. So nothing really spoke to me until I saw the Whoops macaron and cookies in the pages of the franchise advertisements, and didn't know what it was. We go back to New York City every year. So I had to check them out. It's just the whole presentation spoke to me, right? I didn't even saw the name before I saw the label. And
Right.
It's beautiful. The boxes are beautiful. What they're presenting is beautiful. Now I know exactly what it is because the first macaron I tried was in Paris, in France. I've been craving that experience since. It's very hard to find good quality macaron in Wisconsin. So for me, it was all about what it tastes like because the presentation, the aesthetics of it was there. And I loved how company focused on B2B, on corporate gifting, on events, on weddings, and how to make it personable and memorable, how unique it is. So for me, it was, okay, what does it taste like? They sent me a box, but I went back to New York City myself to try all 20 different flavors. And that's it. I'm on board.
You gave us a few samples, and they
Yeah.
are delicious. Tell us what a macaron is.
French macarons are different than macarons. They are delicate French pastries. They are very difficult to make. It involves different steps. First is a crust, which made of almond flour and whipped egg whites. We use fresh eggs. We want to make sure the quality we're getting is the best. And then it has a filling. Our filling is a chocolate ganache. We import our white chocolate from Belgium, so it's the highest quality. You will feel the richness once you try it. And then they infused with those flavors you're reading, whether it's pistachio or lemon tart or strawberry. We have some playful flavors like pina colada and mojito, or we have a blueberry cheesecake, which is very popular right now in our kiosk. We have a November flavor coming, which is apple cinnamon. I can't wait to try it.
Oh, yeah, just in time for the holidays.
Yeah, macarons are French pastries. They're delicate to make. They're gluten-free, very light. Something brings smiles and Pleasure.
So I'm interested in how the brand, you said, takes a B2B approach. You think about baking and cookies or shopping malls, Mrs. Fields and those type of other baking kind of franchises, but you're taking a B2B approach. Tell us about corporate gifts and how that fits into your brand.
Right. What attracted me is I am outgoing person. I love meeting people. Maybe it's part of it not being in New York City and not having this crowd. I just want to be out there. What attracted me about this company is that they had these resources and a whole system out there to go and connect with businesses and offer them something unique. Because gifting is already there, whether it's holiday gifting or outside of holiday client appreciations. They do just thank you note. They do closings, right, like real estate. So there is a gifting there, but what do you want to be remembered? Do you want to gift something unique, something beautiful, something delicious?
So how are these things packaged and what kind of corporate gifts, what does that look like?
Good question. So the whole system again is ready to go. We do have gift packages which fits any budget. They range from very small as a favor boxes of 2 macarons, and then we have a gift packages which are just the boxes or the combination of boxes. So it fits any budget when you're gifting. They can be customized. So even the macarons can be custom printed with the company logo, or the box sleeves can be customized.
And are these mailed then, or are they?
We deliver locally. I hand deliver locally.
Okay.
We ship them nationwide as well, and I did quite a few shippings already. And there's available to pick up at the kiosk as well.
Okay, so you can take them with you.
Mm-hmm. Now we're also utilizing Grubhub and DoorDash. I actually had a huge delivery on DoorDash, and it was a corporate order, and I did not expect it. DoorDash was only live for 10 days now, and...
Do you have to set up those relationships, or is that something that's done through the franchisor?
No, I do set up. Some franchisees already use them, so it depends. There's so many of them. There's a Uber delivery. People use mostly DoorDash or Grubhub here.
Okay.
So I signed up with these 2 companies, and I didn't expect really... Maybe I expected box of 6 retail delivery who didn't want to come up to Brookfield Square Mall. But to have 2 combination boxes and a big box of 36 macarons delivered to corporate office at 12 p.m. was a kind of...
Wow.
That's awesome.
With these being delicate pastries, how are you able to imprint on the actual pastry?
Yeah, that's a good question. Actually, every macaron is handmade, and when we're printing them, they're taken out of freezer, so they're still hard. And our printer set up the way that each macaron is hand printed one at a time, because once we put the logo in the printer, it has to stay that way until we finish all the order. So one person is sitting there and putting each macaron, and if it needs to be flipped on the other side, you can say it's a handmade, hand-delivered, hand-printed.
So you said they're frozen. So they're made, the actual macarons made in New York, and then you're baking them here in Milwaukee?
No. So I actually try to make macarons myself. And
they're too delicate?
It's very delicate. It takes time. I actually enjoyed it, but I wouldn't be able to produce so many flavors.
Right.
But it involves several steps. And one of the last steps you do, even if you would make them at home, is after putting the ganache between 2 crusts, you have to freeze them. Otherwise, ganache will melt the crust. So that's the perfect opportunity to store them, but they have to be stored in a certain container so there's no humidity coming in and spoiling all the colors and the meringue crust. So they are frozen and stored in the special containers, and they're wrapped as well so there's no moisture coming in. And then they shipped here with a freezer truck. So I do not bake them, but I store them in certain temperature and humidity here.
Okay. For you to prepare them to go to market, what do you have to do then?
I just take them out of the trays. Our kiosk has a refrigerator, so even the display you see, it's refrigerated section.
Okay.
So I'm taking out the freezer, putting them on a display, and from there we're putting them in the boxes the way customers choose. We have retail boxes where people choose 6 different flavors, 12 different flavors. If they wanted all 20 different flavors, a customer come in saying, I want 2 of each of all the flavors you have, and we have boxes to put them in. So for us, it's only just to take them and put them together. So that's the unique thing about us, that we have thousands of macarons available to ship right now to anywhere. Because if you wanted otherwise anywhere else who bake them, you have to
order them long in advance.
Long in advance, especially with so many combinations you can make. It has to be done so much in advance. It's going to cost so much more because now you need a pastry chef dedicated just for that, to do that. But for us, it's DoorDash. He ordered it and 20 minutes later he picked it up.
Oh, that's
Wow.
awesome.
So what is the lead time to order something?
If you're just ordering off the website, nothing is needed to be stamped. Just those colorful macarons in our beautiful boxes, and they're ready to ship anytime. So with the Grubhub or DoorDash, they're 20 minutes for us. If you order online, it comes to our email right away, and it prints in our order sheet. And our associate or whoever is working at that kiosk can prepare everything within 5-10 minutes
That's
to deliver
fantastic.
and ship. Yep.
So you have a kiosk and shopping mall here in Milwaukee, so Brookfield Square. Do you depend primarily on walk-up traffic, or you're talking about website? How do you get the word out about how you get these things?
So when I was signing up with them, I knew that the retail business is not the way to go. But you still need a storefront because it's a food.
Okay.
So I actually didn't mind the kiosk option. I had the different advisors go with a cafe option now because you have a coffee and croissants, people most likely to come for lunch and sit down. But for me, what's attracted to me was that B2B side of it.
Sure.
So going and doing gifting and events. And I didn't want to be on a cafe all day. So kiosk is our storefront. It's a retail storefront where we have them available anytime for anyone to pick it up. Our mall is doing as much as our malls. They are trying to survive.
Sure.
So mall traffic has highs and lows. On weekends we're busier than on weekdays. Summers are very slow, but the holidays are coming. People will be shopping. So I say I don't depend financially on
Foot
retail
traffic.
for traffic. Yes, I do a lot of networking. So I'm part of Chambers of Commerce in Brookfield. I'm part of Visit of Milwaukee. So I have a list of all these members. I do network with them. And I go to shows like the Marketplace Wisconsin. I make connections through LinkedIn, bring them samples, and make sure that they know we have this option available for gifting.
So as a franchise, what kind of marketing support do you get from the company itself?
Materials-wise, everything is available. Everything is branded: boxes, ribbons, favor boxes, sleeves. Everything is available to order, and it's easy. Even if you wanted to customize, those are also the system is there to set up how to order them and how to track them. So that system is already working. As far as local marketing, it's something we have to explore ourselves, but we do get weekly calls if I needed the support of what to use. For example, social media, what other franchises using, what's been effective. Let's say like Social Joey, or another one. I think it was Jay and Rev Local is good with Google advertising. So they do advise how to do marketing, but at the end, market in Wisconsin is different than market in New York or in Texas. So it's up to me.
How different?
Very different.
Give me an example.
So when we do weekly calls and the corporate tells me to do a drop-off, like walk-in drop-offs in corporate, I just smile thinking, okay, this is a very East Coast walking and dropping in boxes and expecting business. That's not how it works in Wisconsin. I've been here for 5 years. Here we have to build a network, know people, their names, be in contact. And if they trust you, you have a relationship with them, you build a relationship, they refer you to their friends, they order from you, and then you're most likely to refer them to someone. That's how business done in Wisconsin. That's how I found out. And I think it's actually a beautiful way to do business, to support each other.
Sure.
So it's not just signing a deal and forget about it. It's more supporting each other, referring clients to each other, the trust build relationship, which I like it.
You said this business spoke to you when you're looking at different types of business to open. Did you love baking yourself, though you thought this is my niche, or was it the franchise fee that was involved in it? I mean, is it costly to open one of these?
Yeah, what's the investment?
So it is costlier than they've stated. It's always costlier than it's
Of
stated.
course.
Even if you wanted to open your own business, we underestimate the cost and we overestimate the revenue. So with the franchise, even if they state how much it is, it also depends where you live, because it depends on your lease fee, it depends how much you pay employees, how much you're involved at that job. We have some franchises, they have full-time jobs and they do it as a side job. No idea how they do it.
Yeah, you mentioned 24/7, so.
Well, you have
Right.
3 kids.
Oh, yeah,
That's a full-time job.
yeah. But it typically runs from 80,000 to 100,000 to open the kiosk and run. That involves the franchise fee, the kiosk itself, which is not just another kiosk, it is beautiful. It's boutique style kiosk. It does catch everyone's eye. So whoever stops, at least looks at it, but most probably stops by just to be curious of what it is about. But we have a great support system. So we do have weekly calls. I have a person who I can just text and get an answer right away. And we have a great franchisee support. So there's no real competition. Let's say if I would have another franchisee in Wisconsin, we'll most likely be partnering instead of competing with each other.
Is there a separation of territories? They won't put more than how many of these in a specific area?
Yes. So one of the franchisees in Boston, and Boston is 5 times smaller than Wisconsin, has 5 kiosks. He owns all of them, and he just opened the 5th one. But it's a different dynamic. Foot traffic is bigger, so it's we're talking about a lot of people in a small territory. Yeah. Wisconsin is vast, and people are scattered. So what I'm finding out is that I am in one location, but people not necessarily come to my location, so I have to go there. So we do have a pop-up cart as well, which fits my car, which I brought to Marketplace Wisconsin, and right now I'm marketing our rent your own Macaron pop-up station kind of thing for any event. It could be a wedding, it could be a corporate event.
That would be nice, yeah.
So this is something I could bring anywhere. So territory-wise, I am the only one in Midwest. So far, we don't have anything in Chicago, Minneapolis, and Wisconsin. I'm the only one.
Right.
So this concept where you have fresh thousands macarons available same day is only us. And my job right now is to make this brand more aware.
How many franchises are there?
Total, there are maybe 30 franchisees. So we have 50 different locations.
So it's new. How many years have you been at it?
This franchise has been around since 2012.
Okay.
But the last 2019 franchisee report, I think we were ranked number 26 growing company. So it is growing. Macarons are getting more popular. It's also probably goes with the dietary trend, which is a gluten-free.
Sure.
We will be introducing vegan macarons in a couple months. People ask me about sugar-free macarons. Maybe that will be coming as well. I don't know.
Do you ever think about State Fair? You do macaron on a stick? Probably wouldn't work.
No, it's too delicate. But I have to ask, why Woops?
Interesting name, and everybody gets different answers. This is their story through their website, and I met the owners. They are great. The energy, the whole thing they created. So Tal, the person who is behind from all this branding and everything, 4 friends came together. They knew each other. They owned franchises themselves. They always wanted to create something themselves. This is one of their creations. So they did startups, and this startup started in Bryant Park as a holiday pop-up for Christmas in 2012. Before they know it, they sold thousands of macarons. They made $250,000 in 5 weeks. Before they knowing, the whole bakery is producing macarons. They're popping up in malls around New York. And within a year, it's turning to a franchise. So before they know it, it's Woops a business and Woops a franchise.
Whoops, we did well despite ourselves.
Yeah, the branding's awesome. I mean, just the graphics, the look of it. It's a very attractive package, the whole thing is.
Yeah, I even like...
Compliments to whoever put that all together.
The name is definitely catchy.
Yep, yeah.
And the branding
it's got a story.
Yep, it is a story. They are great, too. They are very young. They are very supportive of us franchisees. They do take care of us.
So what kind of price range are we talking about? You said you could go from 2 macarons to whatever you...
Macaron.
There are 3 macarons. There's macaroon, which is a coconut-based cookie.
Oh, that's the macaroon.
That's the macaroon, right.
There's macaron, which we're talking about French macarons, and then there's President of France, Macron.
There you go. So I asked you about the price range. What are we looking at?
If you're just looking for a favor box to put on a table or just to say thank you, you're going to a meeting, bring something sweet, $6. Any flavor, any ribbon, it's very cute. People will not want to open it, but they will. And they will try to eat it because it's very tempting. And because of the quality and how delicious it is, they will remember you. So it's a very good impact. Just with the 2 macarons, the way it presents, it's a big impact. It's just $6. It's just 2 macarons.
Right.
Our gift boxes range from $13, the smallest. We have another smaller box of 9, which is our best-selling box. It's only $26, and it can be shipped priority mail It's very sturdy. They come in all protected cases, so they're not broken or chipped macarons, and they stay longer as well because now the way they're packaged, they keep fresher inside.
And you had some big creations too, right? Like
A pyramid.
pyramid or a tree or
Yeah, so we're ranging from like they're saying small amounts. Then we have a combination boxes from $50, $100 to $200, and then we do pyramid towers. People were looking to weddings mostly for them, but we worked with a marketing company who did a two medium pyramid tower to their yearly convention in Las Vegas. They were all printed with their logos, and they said it was such a huge impact. And this marketing company works with logos and branding that now they're bringing me another customer who wants all printed macarons, flavor boxes of 2 for their yearly meeting. So
Nice.
yeah,
Congratulations.
thank you. It's definitely something memorable, and the way you can brand yourself, it's something that you've never
Sure.
seen before. It's
Sure.
Definitely something new
yeah.
and something delicious.
So
It's
if
definitely delicious. I had never had one until you brought a sample, and I
What's
know
your
what I said.
favorite
It's delicious.
flavor?
It was the chocolate one, of course.
Dark chocolate.
I love the vanilla, but it was delicious.
So run through your flavors again, because it's an impressive list.
We do have a rotating flavors, but we have classic flavors. So we always have classic flavors available, the ones you actually will stop by in Paris and try them. And that experience, if you're craving, if you've been to Paris, come stop by Woops and you will have that flavor of pistachio, of vanilla, of dark chocolate, of raspberry lemon tart, caramel fleur de sel, which is salted caramel. These flavors are always there. Now we do have flavors which are, I would say, American flavors, and they are quite popular. It's cookies and cream, red velvet, Nutella, and cotton candy.
Cotton candy.
I loved it when I was a kid.
Did ya?
Number
Yeah.
2 best-selling macaron in our
Really?
kiosk. Yep. It's mostly popular with kids, but
Oh,
I
I'm
have
sure.
adults picking up box of 6 all cotton candies. So, and then we have a playful seasonal macarons. For example, our summer flavors: strawberry milkshake, blueberry cheesecake, and orange creamsicle. Then we have fall is coming. Fall is here. We have apple cinnamon coming. And then birthday cake. And then for our Christmas, we usually dress up our red velvet with the confetti sprinkles. And then Valentine's, it's usually a surprise. We don't know yet. Last year, it was strawberry passion fruit. So this year will be another surprise.
Give yourself a little plug as far as Christmas. If somebody wants to order Christmas gifts for their clients, their employees, how does that work?
It's easy. You can go to our website, www.buywoops.com.
And that's by BY.
BY. So www.bywoops.com, and our corporate catalog is available there, all our gifting options available there. You can even order a pyramid there. The only thing I would recommend when you're checking out to pick up in-store option. So your macarons are not delivered from New York and you're being charged
Shipping.
a
right.
shipping fee, which is going to be next day air shipping fee, which is so expensive. These all macarons are available at your local shop. So there is a pick up in store option. And when you're picking up that option, you can write any note there saying, would you mind delivering this to our office certain day and certain time, which we're always happy to deliver.
Okay.
And if you were interested in the franchise, who would you contact for that?
Our corporate office, it's available online as well. So all the way in the bottom, it says interested to be a franchisee, and you just click the button and go from there. Take your journey. It's worth it.
Okay, well, thank you so much for joining us, Shahnoza, and good luck for the holiday season.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me.
This is great. Thanks much.
And if you have any questions for Dan or me about today's episode, please feel free to contact us on our LinkedIn pages. If you like what you've heard today, please don't forget to share, review, and subscribe to Brandstorm. We appreciate your support.
This is Dan Trzynski along with Nancy Christopher at Platypus Advertising and Design, an awesome company that creates perceptions that influence choice. We hope you'll join us next week for another episode of Brandstorm.